Wala hia tuhana e tolo do valatala ke lata I mai mama he au nei. Koe pūri he pōto loto kua male ne kua lahi maha ke uha. Paku e langi mo e kape hila, asi lauia e whaulu tau koloa he whahinga hua hila mo e whahi moa mo e whakawhano whikau. Pehe mai taki he whahinga hua hila, taha e pau hila transforma I tuela ne kua malana mo e inga hua e tau tangata hua whakafou. Ke whakafou from le mori. Kua nakai mai ke tause ke he aho whalaere ha kua lahi maha ke uha. Nakai ha hang bitaki ke ngā hua ki ai mo e hoko atu ke he mgaho kai la he aho whaiumu koe mgaho kua matulu hifoe e uha si kua mai ke ngā hua ai ke fuafua ke ua I tō la he mau popo. Kua whiawhia ha kua mai ke ngā hua kai mai longa fōki lahi tupe kua whakamole ke maua ke e pō hila nei. Ko e taha hata ki anga fōu, ke tau tangata ke mailonga kai ke kua kape hila ke whakamamau mai he tau pōla patoa mo e nonofo fōki ni ki loto he tau kaina ke ua ni ke ofano whakahanoa ki whafo. Ha koe whahi moua mo I whakawhana whikau I loa mai kua malona fōki e whalua halatolu tau koloa mo e lauia whalu kaina kua nākai whai telefoni. Ko e whalu tau whahinga hua he whakawhano, kua nāka inga hua e tau telefoni piha fōki mo e tau puhala internet. Ane whahinga hua ngai e tau tangata hua ke liwa ki mai e tau whakaholoanga nei kai nāka I lauia osi tau tangata koe whalu ni amatakavi. Koe whalu whahinga hua ni kua nāka I whai telefoni ke he mga nei lauia e tau whahi whakakotama, whahinga hua leo, aonga tokolunga, aonga tau whanau I kiki, whale tupe asi hake haniwe. Ka koe tau puhala internet kua nāka I whai, ngā hua e whahe whakawhiri mo e fuafua kelikeli. Kua lawe lahi e matakaunga hua ke watu ke tause tau le kua ke mau popo. Koe whahe tapu kua mole ne kua kai whiawhiai e whahinga hua whanua toa kau mo e fusika ke he tau toa malalo kua litaia mai ke he halaua taunga hua mai he whahinga hua nei. Ko Colin e tuata mo tupui liu e naliko kua whiawhia lahi ni alaua ke whakaosia I halaua oki anga mai he tau ngā hua he whakawhano niwe. Koe matua ko Colin e tuata kua tolungu fulu ma ono I tau mo e ono mahina. He tau hana ne ngā hua ai ke he whakawhano mo e hana ngā hua ne tau se tō litaia ko ia koe senior quarantine officer he whahinga hua nei. Ne kamata hana ngā hua he aho lima ia sepetema tau tahe a whihiwe seo fitung fuma fitu. Ko e hangai quarantine officer ia he mga hona. Si mai he tau longa nei, nā kai hiki hana ngā hua, koe mau ni ke he whahinga hua nei. Ko ia ni taha pulutu lahi he whahinga hua nei he mga ho ne lita ea ia he aho taha ia masi he tau nei. Tō ono la e pulinga hua ne liveki atu ke he whahinga hua nei, tali mai he kamataanga he hana ngā hua ke he whahinga hua nei. Ko lautolu ia ko Morris Tafatu, Bradley Punu, Cecilia Tālangi, Sauni Tongatule, Ernest Nemaia, mo Brandon Pasisi. Koe matua ko tupui liu eneliko, ngā hua whakakontroleke ia ke whahi ngā hua vanilla, mo e kua katoa ai e hiwai tau hana he ngā hua, mo e whahi ngā hua nei. E tau sea he whahi ngā hua whanua toa kau mo e fusika e taha whiawhia lahi ke whakamawehea ke tau toa nei ke he alofi clubhouse I Pariasi e aho toloto he whahi tapu kua mare. Tuku atu e tau manatu whakawe lahi ke laua nei, a koe halaua tau ngā humita ki moe ngā hua whakamori, ki a manuina hamua tau a manakianga ke lata moe hamua a uki mai he tau ngā hua he whakatawhano. Last Thursday's lightning storm has caused more problems affecting power and telephones. Niue Power Corporation General Manager Spito Hetutu says the power was affected with one of the pole transformers requiring renewal on Saturday. Work was delayed due to the heavy downpour and staff managed to get on the job by midday that took roughly 2 hours to complete at a rather hefty cost to the corporation amounting to $30,000. In addition, the Niue Power advises people to ensure their safety during lightning storms to stay indoors and keep away from metal poles as well as removing household appliances from power points. Some households have reported damage to household electrical appliances that is somewhat out of their control. Telecom Niue Communication Network sustained some damage, with some departments without access to the internet, and technical staff were working to restore these services. Some departments currently without telephone services include Education, Police, Niue Primary School, NDB, Niue High Schools, and to name a few. Last week, the Department of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries celebrated the retirements of two of their staff. One of the long-serving staff, Mr. Colin Ituata, has given up his work boots to take retirement after 36.5 years in the department. He started as an assistant quarantine officer on 5th of September 1977 and retired as a senior quarantine officer on 1st of March 2014. He remained with the same department all these years, and during his time of employment he served under the leadership of 6 directors. They are Morris Tafatu, Bradley Punu, Cecilia Talangi, Sauni Tongatule, Ernest Nemaia, and Brendan Pasisi. The other lucky person is Tupu Iliu Eneliko, who worked under contract as a vanilla worker, mainly at Waipapahi Farm. After 9 years in this field and the long drive from his home at Avasele to Waipapahi Farm, Tupu decided to hang up his working gloves in exchange with looking after his grandchildren. The Department of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries farewell Colin Ituata and Tupu Liu and Eliko at a party held at the Alofi Rugby Clubhouse in Paliasi last Thursday. They thanked them for their service to the department and government of Niue and wish them well in their retirement. New Caledonia's pro-independence Flinks movement has lodged more than 7,000 court cases to demand that thousands of voters be struck off the roll for next month's provincial election. Voting will be restricted to long-term residents in line with the decolonisation process, which after the election opens the way for a possible independence referendum. The Flinks insist that people who arrived in New Caledonia between 1988 and 1998 are only allowed to vote if they were also enrolled in 1998. Special commissions assisted by magistrates from France's highest court have been revising the rolls for a month and refused to remove any voter, which has now prompted the court action. The Flinks says in its submission that neither the law nor the Constitution is changed by any declaration on the subject, and if it is, by the Prime Minister. The Loyalists are fiercely opposed to the Flinks' stance and have formed an association to assist those threatened to be removed from the roll. Tailevu chiefs and their people Tuesday pledge their support for Fiji's Prime Minister, Rear Admiral retired Varik Bainimarama. Their support was offered during traditional ceremonies to welcome him to the Tailevu Provincial Council meeting at Ratu Kakobo House in Nosori. Adi Litia Kakobo, the eldest surviving daughter of the late Vunivalu Ratu Sir George Kaduvelevu Kakobo, said, "I am all for him, because he has done a lot for the nation." Bainimarama said afterwards, "I must admit that I'm really touched with the support of the Tailevu province for me as I prepared for the September 17 elections." The Prime Minister said they must not forget the other members of his proposed party contesting the elections. More support for his leadership and his proposed political party was expressed in the Talanoa sessions. The President of the Marshall Islands, in the first world leader to confirm his attendance at Ban Ki-moon's Climate Change Summit this September. Christopher Loic said that he would be at the meeting, which will take place at the sidelines of the UN General Assembly, where he will announce new initiatives and bold actions to tackle climate change. Ban's summit is one of the last opportunities for nations to come forward with their own contributions towards the proposed 2015 agreement before the official deadline of March next year. Many hope it will be an opportunity for politicians to ratchet up the level of ambition with promises of tougher carbon cuts of financial pledges. But no world leader has definitely said they would attend until now. If Blowick's call is heeded by other countries represented at this week's meeting, it could be a key step in moving the process forward. The Foreign Minister of Marshall Islands, Tony de Bruym, says he is extremely disappointed by Australia's approach to climate change. Marshall Islands is hosting the UN-backed Cartagena Dialogue for Progressive Action on Climate Change, which includes the governments of 30 countries. De Bruym has told ABC that Australian government should be taking a leadership role. His comments came after the UN's Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change warned that soaring carbon emissions will amplify the risk of conflict, hunger, floods, and mass migration this century. The United Nations report said that left unchecked, greenhouse gas emissions may cost trillions of dollars in damage to property and ecosystems, and its bills for shoring up climate defences. De Bruym says he hopes Australia will put climate change on the agenda when it hosts the G20 meeting in November. Rising sea levels and increasing temperatures caused by human activity was a key finding of a 70-year report by UN panel on climate change released on Monday. In the Pacific, some low-lying countries could completely disappear, meaning whole populations will have to be relocated to other countries. One of those in the Marshall Islands, a group of 24 atolls lying north of the equator, halfway between Fiji and Hawaii. For the 60,000 inhabitants of the country, discussions over whether climate change is real is an insult. They have been watching their country disappear under rising sea waters for years. Mac and Joel and his wife Tilang have lived in Majuro their entire lives, and they said the island is disappearing fast. Elections Supervisor Mohammed Saneem maintains he is independent and is no longer any employee of the Fijian government. There were concerns that his appointment was ploy by government to rig election outcome, given he was previously employed by the government. Speaking to Fiji Live, he says his commitment is to carrying out his duties as elections supervisor. I'm no longer a government employee, Saneem said. He said the elections office is also independent and that parties and voters should be rest assured elections and counting of votes will be conducted in a transparent manner. Pacific Island countries must collaborate and market in various unique products and services with quality and consistency in all facets. This was the key and strong message by Fiji's Attorney General and Minister for Industry and Trade, Ayaz Sayed Qayyum, during the opening of the 2014 Trade Pacifica show at the Vodafone Arena on Tuesday night. Meanwhile, the trade mission of the Republic of China in Taiwan hopes to not only benefit from its participation in the 2014 Trade Pacifica in terms of trade, but also invest opportunities. Third Secretary of the Trade Mission of the Republic of China, Taiwan, Aaron Husu, said this was the first time for their participation and they had a lot of attractions planned. And finally, Telecom will sell its 60% stake in Telecom Cook Island to Digitel for about $23 million. Digicel is a Jamaican network provider which has a presence in 31 countries. The company's oceanic arm, Digicel Pacific, operates in Vanuatu, Samoa, Papua New Guinea, Tonga, Fiji, and Nauru. The deal is expected to be completed by 31st of May 2014, subject to a number of conditions which Telecom did not disclose. And according to a statement from Telecom, the move is in line with the company's goal of becoming an New Zealand-specific telecommunications, entertainment and IT services provider. Those are our news for today.